Are your kitchen and bathroom way overdue for a remodel? Well, I got the guy for you. Call John Sellers at First Response Contracting, 484-256-7136. Both residential and commercial services, and he's licensed and insured. Call him at 484-256-7136. First Response Contracting. Hello, this is Brad Weisman. You're listening to Real Estate and You. We are back in the studio with another awesome show, I have to say. And this guy has been here before, so this is a return guest. So that must mean we like him, right, Hugo?
That's right.
Okay, I thought we do. We do like him.
He likes us back, too.
Yeah, that's right. And he's dressed up, too, very nicely. I feel very underdressed. But we got Kevin Timochenko in the studio again. You must have did something right to get to back in the studio here. You did something right.
I feel like I'm one of Johnny Carson's favorite guests. You know, he only brings.
Well, you'll be hosting it soon. Is what happens. Doesn't that what he used to do?
Well, yeah,
they used to host it then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you might get me to host it.
Yeah, maybe you could definitely host it. I'd love that. That'd be wonderful. So we got Kevin here from Metropolitan Development Group, or actually Metropolitan Companies, because he's got all kinds of stuff under one umbrella. And I have a couple bullet points I wanted to bring up. And I want to say thanks for coming in, too. I appreciate it. I know you got a lot going on. Yeah.
Well, I just came from a funeral.
I know. Sorry about that. Yeah, so, we are in a housing shortage. We were just talking about this before we started hitting record. And I was saying one of the things, I'm going to just say this story right off the bat. You're building a place at Iroquois. The Reserves, I think it is at Iroquois, I think is the name of it. And it just shows you that housing is housing, because when you started leasing that space there, I got 2 phone calls from 2 separate customers saying, come list my house. Okay.
How cool is that?
It's really cool.
Right.
Yeah. Because listings is the name of the game. Right. I mean, that's what it's about. And it just shows you when people, and a lot of times realtors will say, well, we don't need any more apartments. We need houses to sell. Well, no, when you have a housing shortage, you need anything that people can live in, basically.
As we talked earlier, it's not a zero-sum game.
No, it's not. Definitely not. Absolutely.
Apartments doesn't necessarily hurt housing. Housing doesn't hurt apartments. You can actually coexist.
Yes, exactly. And I'm extremely happy that you're building that over there. And I'm hoping that you're going to build more. But one of the things that I have, one of my first things I wanted to ask is, what are the challenges you're facing right now as a developer? Because you're developing, you're building, you're renting, you're managing places, but you're developing a lot. That's a big part of what you're doing. Correct. So what's the challenges? What's going on?
We take it from A to Z, though. I have in-house architects, in-house engineers. We have attorneys.
Smart.
We take it all the way through the process. So the biggest challenges are probably the same for everybody right now.
Yeah.
1 is interest rate, and 2 is cost of goods.
Yeah.
The third one would be just the constant arguing and fighting with townships.
Well, let's talk about that.
Approvals.
What does that mean? Like what is going on with the townships and the approvals? And, is it what we call red tape? Is that what you call it? Is it necessary?
Well, I think, and this is just me speaking. I can't speak for everybody. It's, I just think it's there needs to be a cultural shift. And I think I said this on your show last time. If you travel throughout the country, let's just look at the country, how many other states are pro-business?
Yeah.
If I went to South Carolina right now, I could start a piece of land and be building in 6 months.
You're serious? That's the difference.
6 months.
What is it here in Pennsylvania?
2.5, 3 years. I've owned properties for 15 and 18.
I know.
Iroquois is a perfect example. I told you this before.
Yep.
I've owned Iroquois for 18 years.
So it just graduated high school.
Exactly.
Your son Iroquois is just graduating high school. It's amazing.
And the funny thing is, on Iroquois is, and the whole neighborhood fights you because there's just so much.
Not in my backyard.
Not in my and ignorance.
Yeah.
Because they thought it was going to be Section 8 housing or something.
Oh, I'm still, Kevin, I got to tell you, that's another thing I want to tell you. I have been defending that for at least 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
With friends of mine, and it's not, and it's just the rumor goes around. I swear every new apartment place going in these days is Section 8.
Yeah. And the ignorance is it costs approximately $150,000 to $200,000 per apartment to build today.
Wow.
I want that to sink in. So we'll go to a township.
It's a house.
It's
a small house.
It's unbelievable. Well, with construction costs and the cost of land, the cost of improvements.
Wow.
So you say people around it, just so you're clear, every single tenant in Iroquois, every single one could buy every house around them if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
They want to rent.
Like the 2 people that you were talking about.
Absolutely.
They just
simplify life. That's what they're doing.
It's a big simplify.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Simplify under 30 and simplify over 50.
Yeah.
They don't want it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, I want my weekends. I want to travel. I don't want to take care of the lawn. It's a beautiful thing.
And they're on the people that they've got the first floor ones because they're in early. You know, They got in early.
Right.
I mean, the one's not settling until mid-September. The one's mid-August. But that's great.
This is how hot Iroquois is.
Oh, I can only imagine.
It's 20 units per building. They're moving in this weekend. The first building's being delivered. All 20 are rented.
Wow.
July 1st, all 20 are rented.
Unbelievable.
August 1st, it's not even there yet. Half of the August building. That's how much of a demand there is for high quality. I mean, these are high end apartments.
Yeah, they are.
You know, two bedroom goes for like $2,000. I mean, it's not.
I know. No. These are mortgages.
Yeah, these are mortgages. Exactly.
These are mortgages. And I've seen your apartments, and they're nice. They got granite countertops. They've got the nice appliances.
Correct.
They've got all the things that you want to see in a home today.
Plus
and
a clubhouse.
I just want to go. Oh yeah, clubhouse.
Yeah, clubhouse.
I just want to go back real quick so people don't think we're busting on Section 8 because I don't want them to think that. The thing is that as soon as somebody does say, like, I have no problem with Section 8.
Right.
I don't give a rip about it. I don't care. I have no problem with it. What's amazing is that the public is the one that has this thing in their head that Section 8 is this just terrible thing. And I don't understand why. Even though, and we're not, you're not, but I'm just saying, it's
That's
incredible.
A really good point for bringing it up. Thank you for bringing it up.
I was a landlord, a very small landlord at one point, and I had Section 8 renters.
And they were great tenants.
They were great tenants.
Exactly.
You know what's nice? I always knew I was getting a check every month.
Yep.
And the other thing is that if they screwed up, the government or the local government would help me get them out.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong with Section 8. It's just that it's funny that the public thinks there's something wrong with it.
Correct.
Yeah.
The public,
ignorant
specifically Berks County, because still thinks that people who rent apartments are poor.
Yeah.
They're not poor anymore. That changed 20 years ago.
Yeah, there's no low rent anywhere.
No.
There's not. There really isn't. And that's what's funny about it. So, yeah. So I love that you're doing Iroquois, and I love that you're going to be doing more projects like that. But going back to the townships, what is it that they're doing to hold things up?
There needs to be a cultural shift.
Okay.
And we talk about South Carolina 6 months.
Yeah.
Everything delays it. The township engineers delay it. The township solicitors delay it. The township, all the red tape, because every time there's a meeting, you get some advice, and then the next meeting's 2 months later, and then you get more advice, and they go, no, change this, and now you're into it for 8 months before you even get to the meeting you got to get to.
Yeah, I got you. Is there a way that they could just say, hey, look, you can either get a fast pass like they do in Disney, or you can do and what if you could just pay a little more to do the fast pass way, and get the things done quicker, and then it would actually maybe be cheaper because you're not doing it over 16 years. I guess that makes too much sense.
God damn it, Brad. Stop thinking logically. This is the problem.
Oh, man. See, now he's yelling at me.
It's a logical conversation. Like, listen.
I feel like I'm playing bocce ball with you. It's a story that I used to play bocce ball with Kevin. And when you play bocce ball with Kevin, he yells at you.
So, we've offered townships, we'll buy your fire truck.
We'll do anything.
Listen.
Yeah.
Legally. I'm not trying to.
I got you.
We're not asking for a favor. Just help us get through the process faster because time is money.
Absolutely.
Especially in development.
Absolutely.
You're spending millions of dollars before you even go vertical on building a building.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if you don't time the market right, you're sitting on that money.
Yeah.
And that can kill a lot of guys.
What if you started building Iroquois and we were at a situation where we had too much inventory?
Exactly.
Seriously.
It takes
that could be
5 years to go through the process.
Different experience then.
Right.
Yeah, different experience. It's amazing. Well, we hope that we can start doing that. But where does that start? Does that start at the state level? Is it local government? Is it federal government? Like, where does that stop? Where does that culture shift that you're talking about? Where does that start?
100% local. 100%.
Because it's not the state that's doing that, right?
The state can hold you up a little bit, but it's the process on the local level.
That's where it's getting held up.
Yeah, because it's interesting because the state can be so long, but the local government's so much longer that
it makes the state look good.
Exactly. So you don't even care about the state.
Right.
The state might take you 12 to 18 months. You're like,
that's fine. We won't be there anyway.
Exactly.
Gotcha. I got you. Amazing. So those are the challenges. And you said costs, and also, we were talking about this a little bit earlier, the Fed rate that's going up.
Yeah.
You think it's gone too far? Do you think they should stop? You think that's going to affect pricing, obviously, for building, because you're not paying it for everything cash. You're loaning money, I would think, for projects. I mean, why would you pay cash, right? Or maybe you are paying cash. I don't know. The look that you're giving me is like, I don't loan money.
You're Berks County. I don't borrow money.
You don't borrow money at all?
No, we do for multifamily. I'm going to build 300 homes. Our company will build 300 homes next year and 1,000 apartments.
Jeez.
So I understand why the Fed raises rates because they would want to, and we talked about this earlier.
Yep.
They want to dampen inflation.
Absolutely. Yep.
But at the same time, when you raise interest rates, obviously, it costs me more money to borrow.
Absolutely.
I've got to pass that cost on to you.
Yep.
So I'm not really sure if it works or not in regards to this. It's interesting.
I think the only thing that it does, I mean, I think their whole thing is you're not going to stop.
I'm not going to stop.
You're not going to stop, but there are people that will stop.
You have to stop.
Right.
Luckily enough, we've been doing this long enough where we have, how deep you want to get it. I started a whole procurement department 2 years ago just to be able to buy direct
from
the manufacturer.
Yep. That's a big deal.
Huge
deal.
Huge.
Yep.
We cut out the distributor. We cut out the wholesaler. We cut out the sub who's marking it up also.
Absolutely.
So now we just do.
You just buy the products.
We buy the product and we do labor only.
Yeah.
And
smart.
It works.
Yeah.
We've had to, otherwise we couldn't build it all. We could not have built.
Well, it gets to the point. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I get it. Especially with inflation.
Right.
You had to find a way to keep the costs bearable.
Correct.
Without going out of business or without stopping. And you guys need to build. I mean, that's what you do.
Right.
That's how you make money. So that's interesting. So the challenge is there. It's coming back to the same thing you said before. Basically, local government. That's the biggest thing because I think we would have more people doing what you're doing if it was a faster track.
Well, it's interesting because, I bitch about this all the time.
Yeah.
I bitch about it and then I go, yeah, but high barrier entry, it's keeping other people from competing with me.
Yes,
so as much as I bitch, I'm like, it's a tough business to do.
Yeah.
Even if you had the money, who would, in their right mind, would want to go to these township meetings?
It's a lot.
Sometimes when township meetings, they hate each other.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. They hate, like, it's like the Kardashians. Like, okay, I just come here for approvals. You guys hate, like, why don't you guys solve your problems first? I'll come back next month.
It's true.
No,
it's true.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's just crazy.
I'm fortunate. I am on a planning commission, and you know that.
Right.
And it's for Spring Township. Right. I gotta say, we all get along really well.
Yeah.
We have a good commission there, and we're very common sense. I feel for what we have there. So yeah. But
be pro-business. Listen, you can be pro-business and still protect the environment and all the good things you want to do.
Absolutely.
You can they can coexist too.
Yes, absolutely. It has to.
Right.
Or we will not exist.
Right.
You have to
because
coexist.
If you're not building, people are losing their jobs.
Yeah.
Building is, I think, after entertainment, travel. After that, I think building is the second biggest employer in the world.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
So,
well, if you think about it, it's all the things that go into it.
Correct. All the
refrigerators, like everything that, Walter used to say it all the time about a house, actually building a home employs more people, I think, than pretty much anything does.
It might.
If you actually add it all up.
It might.
Because furniture, lights, electric, all the things that go into a home, I mean, it's everything.
We employ, I told you on the last show, I think I probably employ indirectly 10,000 people.
That's crazy. That's great, though.
Because we spend $100 million a year on materials. I mean, it's coming from Arkansas, California, Florida, Georgia.
You're giving people jobs. I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so what can we do to increase the local inventory? I mean, I think it's basically what you're saying is give up some of the regulations, give up some of the time that's involved there. I mean, I don't see, are we out of land in Berks County? I'm asking a dumb question, so I figured you could give me a dumb answer.
I'm not going to justify with a dumb answer. No, we're not out of land. We're nowhere near out of land. Of course not.
Coming from a developer, I don't know. You're so right. There's a lot.
Two things. It's difficult. It's difficult to build in Berks County and make money.
Yeah. You were saying this before.
I did. We'll build the same house in Montgomery County and actually charge twice. Now, the land price might be a little bit more, but my material prices aren't.
Right. That should be the same.
Labor might be a little bit more, but I mean, we'll sell a house for a twin, a semi for $1 million.
It's just incredible.
But here, I don't know. You tell me you're the 400, 300.
Yeah. 350 to 400 is max.
And we'll sell for $1 million.
Yeah.
So where would you go?
I would go down where you're building for $1 million. Yeah, absolutely. That's incredible. Amazing. So we talked about the Fed rate hike. I think we're almost at the end of that. I think they're going to start calming that down a little bit. I hope, because it is starting to affect even our business. Like I always said that the interest rate for home sales does not correlate completely with the Fed rate hike. So what's interesting with that is that it's starting to. And what happens is because of what's happening with money, now all of a sudden the mortgage rates are starting to go up, and now they're at 7%, and that's affecting people buying.
Well, big time.
Yeah, especially higher price range.
Higher
price range. What's that?
I disagree.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Our higher price range is flying off the shelves.
But not in Berks County.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Not in Berks County.
Not in Berks County.
You cannot believe how many people buy it $500,000 down. That million they pay for it. You just cannot believe the wealth in this country.
Where's the money coming from?
I have no goddamn clue. I think I saw it like, who's got all this money?
I say it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's just retired people where they have a house in Florida, and like they're buying it.
So you think they're pulling equity from properties and then they're just putting it into that property? It's amazing.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know where it's.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, but aren't you like? We'll buy rates down. Like, are you finding most people are doing a 7-year rate or?
You can, absolutely, you can do that.
Which makes sense because the rates are not going to be the same in 7 years. I think we can all. I don't know where they're going the next year or two, but in 7 years, I doubt
they won't be
where they're at.
I highly doubt that too. Everybody says, everybody we look at says it's going to be like around 5.5%, 5%, something like that is where they're going to end up. Hopefully by the end of this year, which would be wonderful. I don't know that. That's what they're saying. What do you hear?
I stopped trying to read tea leaves a long time ago. I bet with my CFO.
Well, I usually use the 8-ball. That's what I use. I use this 8-ball to find out what's going to happen, and then it tells me.
I have one of those on my desk.
Do you really?
So I'm not far behind you. I swear to God.
What's really funny is my son came down here this weekend. And he goes, "That's my 8-ball. I couldn't find it." So I actually stole his 8-ball.
I make some of my best decisions off an 8-ball.
Absolutely.
Listen, it's not like I'm the brightest guy in the world.
So this is how he does. Should I build Iroquois? It says no freaking way. No, but so let's keep moving here. What else we got? The federal government is now saying they're going to start trying to help with housing. And I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work.
Anytime federal government gets involved in anything, run. I mean, it's just, it makes so much sense. This is where one of the big difference between R's and D's.
Yeah.
Let government, just get government out of your lives and let people run.
I have to agree with you.
Earlier.
I agree with you.
The iPhone would not be invented.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
If the federal government was involved in tech like they are in housing and everything else, they never would have built. They could never developed the goddamn iPhone.
You're exactly right, and that's so true.
Let's see, who uses an iPhone today?
Believe it or not, I use an Android.
Well, everyone. I mean,
everybody except for me.
Yeah, exactly. But you get my point.
I totally get
everyone
your point.
uses.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's go back to the federal government. This is what's interesting too. That some of the things I'm going to get your opinion on this. They're trying to they're saying, okay, let's make it more affordable for first-time buyers to come into the market to buy. To me, what's funny about that, and I think it's great, you want to get people to buy if they can buy. But my thing with that is that's going to create more inflation.
Sure.
Because now you bring more buyers in, right? There's less homes, more buyers, prices go up. I don't think they're thinking of that when they talk about these programs. Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Once again, keep government out of it.
Out of it.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. All right. So what's your outlook for the next 5 years? Right here. You want this? Do you want to use this? You might need this for that question.
I think we had this conversation before also. Yeah. I sort of keep one foot on the ground and reach for the stars.
Yep. Good for you.
I don't know how else to do it.
Yep.
I've got a big company with 250 employees.
I was worried about what you were going to say there for a second.
No, I've got to feed them. Yeah. So we cautiously are not growing, exploding. I feel like I'm hiring 3 people every week.
That's awesome.
It's crazy, from architects to engineers to everybody.
Yeah. Was this in your vision?
I had a vision. It was cloudy. So I can't say it was exactly what it was, but I knew I'd be here at some point in time. I just knew I would be.
Well, that's why you're here. You know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I lived into my vision, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So, for the next 5 years, we plan on building 1,000 apartments a year for at least the next 5 years. We own property from Pittsburgh to Delaware, and I already own it.
That's great.
It's already approved.
That's great.
So, we're going to keep going there and keep the economy going.
That's great.
We're built 300 homes from Pittsburgh to Philly.
Yeah.
So I'm going.
Is there anything that you're finding out that you love more than the other now that you do management, development, building? Out of those children that you have in this business, in this company, which one is your favorite, or that became your favorite?
You want to guess?
I'm going to say development.
No.
Still the apartments? Oh my gosh, that's funny. It's what you started with. That's your first child. That's right.
It's my first baby. Like,
that's
you're
so
either
funny.
an operations person or you're not.
Yeah.
I'm an operations person.
Yeah.
Like there could be a tenant issue and I go like, tell me about it. And they go, you have 4,000 apartments. Like, I don't care. I want to hear about that.
Yeah, right.
I can't, it's a disease.
Right,
I want to see if I can solve it.
Interesting.
Development is a really, really tough business.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that. It's like, I could not go to these meetings. I would shoot people.
Yeah. I would
it's
just frustrating.
I just would. I'm only kidding about shooting people in case.
Yeah.
It was
That's right. I think Jane Fonda said that at one point. Exactly. She got away with it. So
it's a metaphor, but I could not. You've got to have a lot of patience and a lot of money to be in development.
No, I got you. And it's delayed gratification to the extreme. Seriously. I mean, you said, like you said, Iroquois, what's 18 years? 18 years. I mean, that's just incredible.
And the really funny part about it is when it's built, have you driven near
I love it. I drove through. Oh, I got to tell you this real quick.
Great.
It is great. It looks awesome, dude.
Great.
It looks really like what a great addition to that area.
Right.
It really does look good. But here's the thing I got to tell you real quick too before we end. So I go to go in there. What's that? Soon. Yeah. We're 21 minutes longer than anybody else is on. But no, I'm kidding. So my son and I are driving around. I said, well, I'm going to go through here. And it says road closed. It says do not come through. You know, I said, he goes, Dad. I'm like, I'm going through here. He goes, it says no, you can't go in here. And there's nothing. It's like a road's there and the leasing thing is open, right? So I go through, I said, buddy, I know the owner. It's all good. And he's like, you know the owner of this place? It was just funny. But he was, oh my God, was he nervous going in there? He's a rule follower. Funny? He's a rule follower. Yeah. I'm like, no, buddy, it's fine. You just go in. We got to break him of that. Yeah, exactly. Right? I know.
Absolutely. You're not a rule follower.
No, exactly. I'm a rebel, dude.
Exactly.
In and out. I'm a rebel. Absolutely. Right. Yeah, it's one of those things. And I think it makes us who we are.
Right.
You know, if I follow the rules, and I don't break laws,
right?
But I don't follow rules.
Right.
Yeah.
Rules are for other
people. In
people.
fact, if somebody tells me what to do, I was trying to find a way around that and go, why are you telling me to do that? You know what I mean? It's weird.
Well, who made up the
weird.
goddamn rule?
Exactly. It wasn't me.
Exactly.
I didn't vote for this. I didn't vote for that rule. Oh my God. Good time, man. Yeah. Thanks so much for coming on the show again.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm asking people now when they come on the show, what do you think about us changing the name of the show? Hugo's all for it. Kevin's all for it.
I've been saying it for years.
So we'll have to let's put a little teaser out there right now. What would you think if we called it the Brad Weisman Show?
I love it.
You like that?
Love it.
That might be happening. Well, Hugo, what do you think?
I think so too.
You think so too? Yeah. All right. That way we don't have to stick with real estate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. We can talk about anything.
I said this. You are a great interviewer.
I appreciate that.
Branch out, my friend.
Sounds good.
Set your sights high.
I'm into it, man. I'm into it. All right, that's it. That was Kevin Timochenko from Metropolitan Companies. We had him back on here again. This is so fun. All right. We'll see you again next Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you very much.
I'm not coming back unless I get 2 hours, Hugo.
Are your kitchen and bathroom remodels a little overdue? Well, now's your chance to call First Response Contracting. John Sellers will take care of you. 484-256-7136. They do residential and commercial, and they're licensed and insured. Give them a call at 484-256-7136.